I never really know exactly the right perspective of how to start it, but I try to keep things slightly unique. But of course, if you tune in, you're always fairly used to, by this time, if you've been with Indian Trace, seeing the camera angles and the videos from perspectives that are maybe different from some other channels. I've watched a lot. I've since given up the wasted, foolish, and idle time of regular TV, of MSM, mainstream media. It's a waste, spiritual waste, moral waste. So I do pursue and look at a lot of your channels. It's a moving day. Now, the video that precedes this has to do with the transition. I'm still willing to give away quite a bit, but as I mentioned, in brief, in review, these right here I'm contemplating moving into my display, and still contemplating it. Some of these definitely I will, no doubt. I mean, you see that. But I have a couple things that I want to accomplish today in looking at some of these. First, this. Now remember, the other ones you saw, email, I need postage and handling, and we'll talk about a small finder's fee. You'll ask what that is. I might tell you what it is, or just tell me what you're willing to, what you want to invest, and I'll tell you what you can get. And you might be very surprised, because I got to clean that other box out. There'll always be more stuff coming in. This, we've seen it before on video, but I'll probably put it out with one or two of the other scrapers. I don't keep and haven't found a whole lot. This could be a preform. It's funny on YouTube with these artifacts, and I'm still an amateur in collecting. So many of these people who've been collecting 20, 30 years, they'll jump up and they'll start spouting about how they know every detail, every name, every purpose of these artifacts. And I'm wondering where they got their information. Did they time warp? Did they jump back 3,000, 4,000 years? The information that we've gleaned from archaeologists of the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s is inconclusive, and at best doesn't have everything we need to know about it. We know more about our Indian sites and things that were going on across the fields and woodlands than many, I guess you'd call, seasoned professionals. I'm positive some of the collectors out there, whether it's Richard or Brooksy or anybody, Dirty Water Jones, you, me, we've learned quite a bit from being on the very sites that these Indians lived. The original color of this rhyolite flint is a good illustration. That's why I want to put it up there. Rob's very familiar with this. I might put this into his hand. He's a napper. He'd really appreciate this. It could have been that this wasn't just a preform. They made it too pretty. For what purpose would that make? I don't know. Maybe it is. It could have been that they used this for the quick disrobing of a deer skin, or any other animal for that matter that was a similar medium-sized animal, because this would make very quick work of skinning that animal, getting the skin off it. Then you could use other blades or sharper knives or what have you to cut the meat up. But this would make quick work of removing the skin from the animal, and those of you who are hunters, you know exactly what I mean. Just pretty though, pretty material and rhyolite. I wanted to show that. Make a few comments. So the purpose that I had today was different. I hope Treasure Hunter for Life still gets a chance to get online and watch. I know he's been terribly hurt. I hope he's recovering. I hope he's making a gain in his need to recover. Terribly hurt, crushed, paralyzed. And there's many other out there that understand pain. So as we look at this display today, absolutely beautiful. You know, the people who made these, who needed to provide for their families, there were shortfalls that hit their life that hurt them too. Just like you out there, and I know there's many out there that I speak to and lift you up. God can give you strength. That's for sure. I mean, myself, as I go around this, I've broken 17 bones in my body, multiple lacerations in my lifetime, and I just, by God's grace, I'm good right now. I say right now because I know many people have issues that they really work on. Whether it's Brian or Frank or Mike. Treasure Hunter for Life. Dirty Water Jones, there's a lot of health issues. When you don't have your health and liveliness, it messes around with your brain. I'm with you on that. So, if you get a chance to watch these, hopefully this will encourage you. Some great points. Just get your mind off things, right? This was found Notchville 1. I like it. It's a big point, but traditional shape for me. You know, it's some people it's not the prettiest point in the world, but it's my kind of point. And of course the Guilford Yuma next to it, contemplate all the time. Whether or not I'm going to keep it or not, don't know for sure. Some I don't know. So I just hang on to them for a little while. We move forward in these things. For example, I'm pretty sure I will try to keep these two Guilfords. And here's one that has some really great color on it. If I can show you, well, against the red in my hands it won't come out, but it is pink. If you got it wet, you really see it. Goes right through the stone. I've found stone with pink in it before, different sites and what have you. For example, this piece right here, of course it's a Guilford Yuma, sorry in the focus, came from the exact same stretch and walk as that stone. That's why it was on the same video. It came from the same place. Same exact place. Same exact rhyolite, probably. Same people, I would guess. I'm making a guess because it came from right in the same area that it could be the exact same time dispensation on it. But you never know. There's so much time that passed making of these points in the life of these people. Crazy. Now let's go right around and check some of these out. See, this one I kept, although it looks like such a simple point. This point, believe it or not, I mean, serrated and worked on all the edges. Strong, as we know. Quartz is super strong, and I could tell it was just the way he needed it to be. If you could hold it, you'd see what I mean. You can tell where it's relieved off the backside to be hafted in. I don't know if you can see it on camera. But you can also tell that this thing was, see how they worked that? So ready to cut. And would put the hurt on any animal it hit. It's just a great piece. Some pieces, you know, don't even have to be pretty. There's certain things that touch your heart about them. Sleeping Stone gave this little Guilford stemmed. Who knows? Who cares what color it is? Ancient hunting point. Excuse me. Who cares what name it is? Now, Rob, listen to this. This piece did not come from the place that I gave you that little Clovis made out of the exact same material, but it is the exact same material. I'll have to get this into your hands. Very strange. Don't find it that often. But it's virtually, if I can remember, the same exact stone. And no, that's rare. Don't find it that often. It was a really interesting piece. Great piece. See those two right there? Well, I think there's somebody altogether that'll find a great home for any of this stuff. So I'm always up for that. It's part of the encouragement of our hobby. Some people can't go out and find things. I found this at the isolation. It was on camera. Great point. Unique. White rhyolite. Tan rhyolite, I guess you call it. There's a great point from the turtle. No doubt about it. Strong. Simple. Now, as I finish, I'm going to tell you what. I don't have any question about these in the middle. Don't think anybody does. We'll finish with that drill, if it is a drill. Here's a point from Notchville 2, which is now featuring a foot of tobacco, and a tobacco plant gets about a foot around here. It is also about a foot wide, and it's going to be covering the fields. I swear, stuff grows 3 inches a day. Incredible point. Now, I've been into that tobacco when I discovered the site for the first time, and I walk tobacco here and there. You know I will. My goodness, I've had GTS. I've had green tobacco sickness twice. Nicotine poisoning will hurt you. I don't want to go there again, but, you know, it's just life, you know. It was funny. I was talking with my wife, and I tried to tell her, because she doesn't, I might not be her. she's not my biggest fan. She's not rock's biggest fan, and I should put it that way. I'm her biggest fan. You know what I mean. Rocks are not her big thing, so she says, well, you're going out there spending the time looking for rocks. Really, I'm out there seeking God. If a rock happens to get in the way, I'm going to pick it up. It's not like California where laws bind you from bending over and picking a rock up off the ground that's been there for thousands and thousands of years. So tired of the stupid, idiotic, senseless, immoral laws that states and people who think they have power put up. Forget them. Are they ignorant or something? Why would this stuff need to get broken up by combines? Can they answer that question? Are they stupid? Gracious mercy. World peace like this, sure as you live, it wasn't going to last. Not with the power, intensity of those machines. This was on film. I get ranting and raving. I don't want to get started down that lane, but I was talking to a fellow in California, and breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. Nice point. Had a lot of comments off that. Just fun stuff to show. Now, I really was thinking about Treasure Hunter for Life on here when I first made this, and I hope you're okay. Personal note, audio note here for you. I know things can be devastatingly difficult when our health and livelihood's taken away from us. And we all have our trials, as I have my own, and moving through that the best I can. God is faithful. Look at this piece. Far and away, I don't get to go there that often, but when I do, I'm going to go because these are types of things that I come away with. It's a unique piece for sure. Just because of what people say and what have you, I'll have to guess it's a type of a drill. I think it maybe must be. But I don't ever get dogmatic about what something is from a people who existed thousands and thousands of years ago, of which we as infants, a nation of 250 years, that's laughable. And no other nation that's 3,000, 4,000 years old has even been able to catch up with prehistoric life to put it into sense or order. Look at all this. Because, cut this pile in half. The sense and order that's behind the history you're looking at right here, our minds can't comprehend the sheer numbers that died before European contact even happened in fullness at all. Pandemic disease wiped this place out twice before the bulk of European settlement came. Little history lesson, little thoughts and prayers for people. Anyway, that's enough. Hope you all find out there. Appreciate you tuning in. Just a great look at some quality Indian trace. Be well.